West schools. They are all part of the Canines for Change program. We have Meg Lige, Morgan Ledford, and Ann Lincoln with their canines. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Tell us first a little bit about your dog, Meg.
Well, this is Maxine. She's a golden doodle, and she's 1, and she works at the high school.
Okay.
She's had quite a year, but kids are enjoying her and staff are enjoying her. It's been really fun.
And you're a teacher at the high school?
I'm a counselor at the high school. Yep.
All right. And Morgan, I met you last year. I came to your classroom and visited with Miggs.
Yes, you did. Yep. So this is Miggs. He is a little over 1. He's a golden doodle, and he works at the Early L, which you visited. So,
and you're a teacher?
Yep. I'm a first grade teacher.
And then Ann, I think I met your dog last year, but
she was just a puppy last year when you were there. I had just gotten her. So this is Harley, and she works in the Early L also. So Morgan and I are both first grade teachers right next door to each other. So the dogs get to be next to each other all day.
So the dogs are is it part of the education process, part of counseling, part of therapy? How do they fit in? What is Canines for Change?
Well, Canines for Change is the organization that we partnered with. In the school, they are these dogs, and we have 5 others.
Oh, yeah.
So a total of 8 in Northwest. And they're not just for social emotional, but I mean, there's a lot of times where students will read to them, and Miggs helps. He knows how to roll a dice, so he can help with math in the Early L and things like that. So
he can roll dice?
Yeah, just 1. He knows how to turn
Regular
it over.
Regular dice or like Price is Right?
Like a big die.
Okay.
Like a big die. Yeah. So, yeah, so it's not just like the therapy of it, but
Are any kids afraid of because little first graders, big dog?
Yeah, we've had a couple students that are afraid, but I think as the year goes on, we know that they realize that they're not going to hurt them. They're very well mannered.
And they're well trained. And these dogs, and I think you go through some training.
We have spent the last year driving to Lansing every week to have training with the people that are in charge of Canines for Change. So they provide the training for the dogs and for the handlers until they pass their facility dog test. So right now, these 3 have all passed their facility dog tests, and we have the 2 middle school dogs that have passed. So I think we have 3, and it's because of age that they haven't passed yet, because you can't test them till they're 1.
Oh, so these dogs seem either very tired or well behaved.
A little bit of both, maybe.
Yes.
You wore them out with the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put in a full day of work already?
Yep.
They're at school every day.
And so as a counselor, Meg, how does your dog Maxine help you in your job?
So when she is in my office with me, oftentimes kids, like if teenagers are distraught, which sometimes they are, sometimes we'll have her vest off and kids will just lay with her on the floor, or if they're in a beanbag, she'll do a cuddle command, which is when she lays across their lap. And sometimes kids are more open when they're petting the dog and they just calm down a little bit quicker, and she's made a big difference in the counseling office. So. And
in first grade, how does that contribute to the educational experience at Early L?
Well, we have students that come and see Miggs and Harley every day. They get off the bus and they come and see them. And they're also being checked out by other classrooms now. So they can check them out for like a half hour, 45 minutes.
You check out the dog.
Yeah, kind of. Yep. So they go to classrooms, and they've had quite a few experiences in classrooms, and yeah.
I can't believe that Miggs is a year old now.
Yeah, he's a year and 4 months.
Okay, so he was pretty big when we saw him.
Not really. No, he was like itty bitty.
Huh. And Harley was even smaller.
She was only 15 pounds.
Oh.
Because she was only 8 weeks old.
Well, it seemed, I guess, standing next to first graders, they seemed big. Yeah. And it's a program that's, you said, it's have to go to Lansing for training, so it's
Mhm.
happening in other schools too?
Right.
Yes.
There, Grand Ledge has facility dogs.
Portland has them.
Ingham Academy. There's a lot of northern,
schools
yeah,
north
in
of us.
Lansing.
All the other classes are jealous that they don't have a dog?
Yeah, basically. We've heard a lot of, I mean, at our building, we've
Yeah.
heard a lot of teachers that say, "Oh, if Northwest ever does this again, like, we want to be a handler for a dog." So,
Now,
It's
we
really
brought some photos, and here they are. These are, well, no, that's a different dog.
yeah, that's Gibson.
That's Gibson.
Yeah, the first, that dog on the left, that's not one of our dogs here today, is it?
No,
That's Miggs with the blue background.
that's Midas, the lab.
Oh, where's the lab?
He's
High
not
school.
here. He's at the high school.
He's at
with
the
the
high
high
school.
school.
Oh,
He's
someone's got to stay with the kids.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And then
can't
the
leave
two
the
in the
kids
middle
without
are middle schools.
Yep.
all 4 smiles.
Uh-huh.
Dress up day?
Yep, that
Yes.
was Bucket
Hat
Hat
Day.
Day,
Hat Day.
for reading month.
Miggs and Harley always dress up. They're the cutest.
Do you think they know what they're really there for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
He loves to come to school. You say, "Hey, you want to go to work? You want to go to school?" And he goes running to my front door like, "I'm ready. Let's go." So,
And they don't mind wearing the Northwest bling?
nope.
Nope.
Miggs loves it. That's Gibson. He's at the other elementary, with 5th graders, 3rd through 5th graders.
Are there other dogs besides Labs and Golden Doodles that are in the program?
She's a Bernedoodle, so a doodle mix. But that's all with Northwest.
That was part of our training up at the high school, one of our weekly trainings.
Well, and they're well trained. They're
Uh-huh.
just
Yep, lots of time and practice that has gone into this.
Mm-hmm.
now you actually spend more time than just the classroom hours with the dogs.
Correct.
24/7.
Yep.
24/7.
Yep. They go home with us. They're home with us over the summer. Yeah, we spend a lot of time with them.
Now, are they your dogs now for good?
Well, we made a 8 to 10 year commitment to Northwest because Northwest paid for these dogs. So if we ever left Northwest, then they would stay with Northwest.
Well, you'll never leave.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
Exactly.
We won't.
You can't leave that dog.
Uh-huh.
So basically, we're there for at least 8 to 10 years
Yeah.
more.
So they're like your dogs.
Yeah.
Basically,
Home.
kind of.
Yep.
Maxine went on spring break this year to Florida. When she
Yeah.
traveled with us, she does everything that our family does.
Now, some classrooms will have a turtle that the kids, take turns taking home on the weekends. Do the dogs get to go home with any of the kids?
No.
No.
No, they probably wouldn't bring them back.
Right.
Well, I would think you guys must get connected and really,
Yes.
fall in love with the dogs.
Yes.
They're so lovable.
Uh-huh.
Were you dog people before you had your dogs?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I
Very
have
much
2
so.
golden retrievers at home also. So
Oh, they get along well?
yes. Yep.
And do they wonder why they don't get to go to school?
No, I actually think they enjoy the break from the puppy. So they have a quiet day till the puppy comes home.
Well, I'm sure you have a ton of examples, but can you give me an idea of how a child in counseling or in one of your classrooms has become a better student or become healthier mentally because you've got these canines in the classroom?
Mm-hmm. I think at the high school, so Maxine goes into classrooms too, so she's not with me all day. So
Right.
sometimes we're counseling, sometimes she's in the class, but sometimes we have students who struggle with certain things, and it's kind of like if you get this work done or you make these improvements, then you can spend this much time with Maxine a day. Like they're my assistant trainer, they get to have her for time. So she's helped in that way. Some kids have really taken to that.
Reward incentives.
Yes.
Yep.
And Morgan, what about in the first grade?
Yeah, that's kind of how we've done some reward incentives also with our school in certain students. We have students that, struggle to get on the bus or get off the bus and things like that because of things that are happening. And so just having the dogs there, that it's kind of like a reward incentive, but they see the dog and it's like, okay, I'm ready. I want to go see the dogs. So it's really cool to see that. And then just to see the kids, especially at our building, we're teaching them how to read and how to be readers. And so just to see them sit down and read with Miggs or Harley, and even if they're making up the story, it's really cool to see.
And if you, Anne, had kids open up, have you learned more about your students because of Harley?
Yes, actually, they are more relaxed and more open to talking if something is wrong. I've had a student just yesterday that was upset about something, and I'm like, do you want to take Harley and go to the regulation station and sit with her for a minute and then come talk to me when you're ready? And he did that. He just went and sat in the regulation station, sat with her, pet her, and when he was ready, he could come over and talk to me about what was upsetting him. So it has been made quite a difference, and having them in the classroom, I think as a whole classroom also sets a calmer tone for them.
Really? Well, I guess
Yep.
I can see that.
Yeah, and there's
As-
times that I've seen them seek out students that are,
Yeah.
having a rough day, and
Yeah,
that's
they can smell fear, stuff like that.
kind of, yeah.
Now, they seem very relaxed on TV, so they don't think it's a big deal as you guys do.
No,
Right.
Yeah. Do they speak? No.
no.
All right. Well, thanks for bringing your pets, your classroom assistants.
There.
and-
Thank you.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having us. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see Miggs and Harley again, and it
Yeah.
was nice to meet Maxine. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Meg Lige, Morgan Ledford, and Ann Lincoln with their Canines for Change from Northwest Schools.